But if you don't want to break the bank, if you don't, god damn it. I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to my sponsor, P2 Collectibles and Gentlemen Sports Cards, located at 204 East McGalliard Road here in Muncie, Indiana. So next time you're here in Muncie, let us know. Come give us a visit. Hey, what is up, y'all? It's Alex from Plus 3 TCG, and I'm coming at y'all with a list for some decks to play for you not so rich motherfuckers out there. You have a budget, this list is for you. Not everyone has the money to be spending money on this game, which, I mean, it would be nice to be playing the best cards at all times, but not everyone has the money for that, so they want to play cost-efficient, effective decks, and this list is a bunch of cost-efficient, effective decks. And the first one being pure dinos. Now, diagram dinos and like Yang Zing dinos are arguably probably the best version to play, but like I said, not everybody has the money to be spending on all of those cards like diagram. Mainly diagram. So to mitigate on the cost, you can just play pure dinos, buy 3 structure decks, get cards like Aeoli, Danglong, the 9 Pillars Trap, Trish, and some other rank 4 cards like the Dino Evols, things like that, that are going to help you out, but keep it fairly cost effective because let's face it, to play competitive, you can't be playing just like some 3 structure decks. Well, I guess you could argue play Dinos just 3 structure decks by themselves with no extra deck, but it's not as an effective, not as effective of a deck. But it does have Overraptor still. You can play Lost World. Ideally, you are going to be playing Lost World because that is a field spell which allows you to play around cards like Ghost Ogre and Strike. Not so much Ghost Ogre because if you're activating Overraptor, or if you're activating Lost World and then summoning Overraptor, activating effect, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Lost World, they can still Ogre the Lost World, but you're still getting your Overraptor effect, which is very good. Moving on to the next competitive meta kind of budget deck was going to be pure ABCs, or there's other variants that you can play. But also very good because you can just buy 3 structure decks and you have most of the cards. The gadgets are under $2 each. The silver and the gold gadgets are under $2 each. You can choose to play Rhoda and Photon Thrashers, which are also fairly cheap. That's a very linear play style. Not too many combos to go into. It's just very linear, very effective, very efficient. Also fairly cheap. Now these builds aren't going to be like I said, $30 or $40. They might be upwards of $75 to $80. But with side deck, extra, and main, that's not too bad. You might be borderline $90 for a lot of these, but that's the price to pay to play some of these competitive tournaments. Along with the silver and the gold gadgets, you can throw in extra rank 4s just for the backup because you aren't making a lot of rank 4s in this deck anymore. You're just trying to go for a Deco Talker so that you can potentially make it, or you can just go right into your Buster Dragon, which is fine. Moving on, we have Monarchs, also another structure deck. Really good structure deck. Of its time, it was one of the best decks, but now that Pantheism is at 1 and Stormforth is at 1, it's not as effective, but it is still very effective for what it does. Swarming the board, well, comboing with, I shouldn't even say swarming the board, you're just trying to get that board established with a tribute summon monster as quickly as possible so that you can have your domain lock, and then you have a big hand, because if you open up the trap, Prime and Pantheism, that's a pretty good start in and of itself. And even with Stormforth and that Pantheism at 1, it's still very easily searched out, and you shouldn't have a problem getting into both of those cards. Obviously, recurring them is going to be a little more of a problem, but it's not as much of a problem as you would think because the deck does combo through very quickly. Moving on, we have Fluffles. Fluffles are very, very fun OTK variant until we get Patchwork. The deck isn't going to be as effective as it could be, but if you feel like spending the pennies that it costs to get the Fluffle and the Frightfur cards, but you are going to have to kind of break the bank to get the Seraph Knight, because Seraph Knight is roughly 25 right now, and the Brilliant Fusions are roughly 7 each, but everything else is very, very cheap. And if you're trying to spend around $80 to play a competitive deck, this is one of them. Now, are you going to win any tournaments? Probably not. Could you get your invite with this? Yeah, I would have no problem backing Fluffles behind any player who would want to play them to get their invite. The fact that you can play Brilliant Fusion and pitch cards like Wings to Grave, so that you can have those going through, because Dog and Brilliant Fusion right there is an insane 2-card combo. Along with that, it helps you push through your opponent's resources, and even when your opponent stops, unless they know what to stop, they can just keep pushing through a lot of the resources that your opponent is going to use to try to stop you from making your plays. Everything is, like I said, really cheap except for the Brilliant Fusion and the Seraph Knight. But if you're looking for a budget deck to play competitive, this is one of your options. Now, the last one on the list is Magicians. They recently got some new cards. I mean, so did Fluffle Pfeiffer, but it wasn't anything too relevant. Pfeiffer Reborn. Anyways, Magicians did get some new support in the form of like Double Iris, Harmonizing, Purple Poison, things like that, which allows them to go off a lot more than they could. Now that they have Skullcrobat, Joker back to 3, and and Wisdom Eye to 3 as well, the deck has a lot more potential, and the ceiling is a lot higher as well. Harmonizing gives the deck an added amount of searchability, which I mean it still had before, but now that it has this in addition to the other searchers, it's very effective. People were afraid that pendulums were going to be dead after this format, or I should say the introduction to the link rule, but not so much, because Harmonizing just needs to be in hand, and everything else can kind of be cycled back into your hand with Oath Dragon. So you're not trying to swarm the field from your extra deck so much, but you still can swarm the field. Everything is very cheap. You can just buy one of the boxes, and for the most part, you get all the Magician stuff. The only thing that you're going to need is 2 or 3 Duelist Alliance, which are roughly $7 right now. But as far as budget builds go, this is a very good budget build. But that's kind of the reason we're making this list, because we want to show people that you can play Yu-Gi-Oh! Without breaking the bank, which is very fun to play a game that you don't have to spend a lot of money on. That's the end of the list, y'all. Let me know if there are any decks that I left out, or if you feel like some of these decks aren't so budget, or you can't play them without playing the really strong, expensive cards. Let me know what you think about the list, like I said, and this is Alex from +3 TCG signing out. Holy shit, guys, we are at 250 subscribers. I can't thank y'all enough. The continued support, having faith in me. Like I said before, this is the YouTubers' bread and butter. Pretty much the YouTube content creators' bread and butter is getting more and more subscribers. It's affirmation that y'all like us, or something like that. Just affirmation that what we're doing is worthwhile. So I appreciate the continued support, and in appreciation, I'm going to be giving away a Megatin. So by next Friday, when the Megatins are released, maybe I'll give it a week from the time this video is uploaded to let you guys get into the competition or get into the contest. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment something you like about the channel, or comment something, anything really, I don't care what you comment. Just make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below, and just continue to support me, y'all, in this awesome journey. Like I said, I'm here for you, I'm here to do this for the fun, and I hope we continue to have fun with each other, y'all. This is Alex from +3 TCG, appreciating you like you can't even imagine. And I'm also signing out.